Welcome to our much delayed Sunday evening live stream. I hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday so far. Depending on your part of the world, of course, you're either having it, about to have it, or had it. Here in the United Kingdom, we are at 25 to 11, so it's like half an hour later than I'd normally start streaming. And of course, I'll start by saying a warm hello to Jeff Gashead and Jokerman in the live chat. If anyone wishes to say hi, it's always good to know you're there, as they say. Yeah, tonight's stream, Bobby's night. Do you know what? I was so close to calling tonight's stream the final night, or final nights, as in the final Sunday that I actually do a live stream. And I thought, no, this is not going to be the final Sunday live stream for me. What I am going to start doing is not, not religiously doing an hour and a half live stream every Sunday without fail. So in future, in the coming Sundays, I will definitely be back live streaming, just maybe not as religiously every Sunday. I do have some videos I want to preview, premiere on this channel, which have come from the channel that I recently altered. My cat one, I love cats, got a ton of them, got absolutely invaded with them like a year ago. So yeah, about time I let everyone, I mean, I've shown them on my channel loads of times, but by the way, love the suggestion of a name by Jokerman, reading between the lines with Bobby Zines. It's a bit of a mouthful. There are a lot of syllables and words going on, but between the lines with Bobby Zines, that might be sum up. I love it, Jokerman. Thanks for suggesting it. I've got to say, I'm drastically underprepared for tonight's stream. I would normally go on for at least normally do an hour and a half. Tonight we're certainly going to do, if we're still going at 11:30, then we'll certainly not be far from the shutdown. Of course, we haven't done tonight's pre-show or anything that we normally do where I warm up, which gives me an opportunity to do an audio check. I'm hoping everyone's hearing this, but without checking it myself, I cannot say. I've also got to pop out in a little bit. So yeah, 11 o'clock I reckon I'm probably gonna go to. Yeah, I know, ridiculous time to be going out, but I've got to collect someone. It's a long story. Right, Jokerman, thank you for confirming the audio sounds good. And I have come across one or two stories. Yeah, the part of the reason why I might want to tone down the amount of times I stream on this channel is that, for one thing, I hate these subjects that I have to cover. The topics that I'm, pulling apart. Maybe everyone's got their own opinion on it, of course. But they're vile. They're absolutely sickening, some of these stories, such as one of the ones we're going to look at tonight. Whereas this image, this is a weird one. It's in the cursory glance I've taken of this story, Al Edwards. It's not right. There's definitely something weird about it. They certainly get their numbers in. Don't worry about that. Ellie Edwards, 26. Was shot twice by a balaclava-clad Connor Chapman, CC, 33, who was happened to be age 22. Yeah, you get your numbers in. Nice one. Let's also have a look in a minute at what Ella Edwards might be in numerology. Do you know what? I was searching for Ella Eastwood, but I then realised I got the woman's name wrong. That was one reason we started a bit later. Ella is L is a 16 in Pythagorean and Chaldean. Edwards, the whole name is a 45 or a 41. Edwards on its own is a 25 and a 29. Okay, no dual numbers that we might sometimes come across. Let me just catch up with the live chat. But anyway, yeah, what a disgusting story. I've got a cover. I first became aware of it watching this YouTube video. Unfortunately, we're looking at an advert for the minute, which we'll skip. What this video is just the judge reading out how vile and heinous this guy's act was. I'll play a couple of seconds of it.
To destroy any evidence that the car might have to identify you, Chapman, as the murderer.
What he's doing, he's very much reading a story. I mean, obviously cameras in courtrooms is a very new thing, but yeah, they certainly reserve it for the high profile cases, which I suppose, yeah, once you get cameras in the courtroom, I mean, even beforehand, it makes no difference. You may say, actually, having cameras means they're under more scrutiny. They can't lie. They can't make things up, fake stuff. Not that anyone's suggesting they are, of course. God forbid we suggest that mainstream media are full of absolute rubbish. No, they're completely honest with you, I promise. Yeah, what he did, by the sounds of it... Well, look at the actual story. I've not clicked on a link to these stories. Let me see. Where are we? L. Edwards. So we'll have a look at the Mail Online. And some gangster shot dead this woman on December 24th. I don't know if that's a common thing, that there's always murders around Christmas, I think. Oh, let me line the screen up a little bit better. Yeah, that's what I mean. These stories aren't pleasant by any stretch, so I don't want to make a date every Sunday to listen to mainstream media and, you know, allow it to have to make it content that I cover. It's not nice, right? The Christmas Eve tragedy was a culmination. I think this was Christmas just gone, actually. 2022, I guess. Culmination of violence between neighbouring estates and a former teenage tearaway who had graduated into a life of crime. What bizarre uses of words to describe this person. Where's the subjective information? Where's the actual reporting of facts? Not some cleverly written blurb, is that the word? A former teenage tearaway who had graduated into a life of crime. It's like something out of a book, you know? In fact, just a week earlier, a senior police officer had warned that the readiness of Birkenhead's feuding gangs to resort to a shooting risked a potential for somebody to be caught in that crossfire. Yeah, mainstream media would have you believe that we're all scumbags. What's wrong with this guy's legs, by the way? That doesn't look right, surely. What is he doing? Crouching? Sitting? Look at this. Hang on. I'm curious also to see what some of these numbers are on the numerology calculator. These boots, I don't know. It just doesn't quite look like it. You know, I don't know. His body must go something like this. He must be in a crouching position in order to attain this pose. Who knows? Yeah. I'm not sure if this is meant to be the kid that committed the offence as a grown-up. By the way, would it surprise you if I told you the kid's got freaking weird ears? Shouldn't do, because every week we look at these stories and their ears look like something that's just been chewed up and spat out. They're truly bizarre. They've always got weird ears. They can't help but mess up the ears. Different colour though, I don't know whether you can see that. Yeah, definitely one for my strange ears of people in the news scrapbook. Right, social media, Tearaway teen is littered with barely literate complaints about having to wear a tag. In this image, Connor performs a rude gesture to the camera, posing with fish. Yeah, great. This was supposedly somebody that got caught in the crossfire, I think. She had nothing to do with the gang violence. But this guy supposedly bought a submachine gun. Should we listen to the judge? Not that I wouldn't make light of a person I genuinely thought had been murdered. That would be absolutely horrific. And I'm not making light of it. It's just how far-fetched these stories are. Let's listen to what he did.
Causing them, Policy Village was busy with revellers enjoying the season and looking forward to Christmas Day. And for a short time, 6 of them, separately, found themselves outside at the front of the building.
This judge is given, for the purposes of the cameras, completely for the purposes of the cameras, a background into what happened. The plot, as it were, keep you entertained.
They were Ellie Edwards, Jake Duffy, Kieran Solkeld, Harry Loughran, Liam Carr and Nicholas Speed. They were not all together, they just happened to be there.
Who cares? How is that relevant to the actions of this other guy? It isn't, and that's all we're there to judge. Connor Chapman, CC. Con, make sure the con's on, by the way. Connor Chapman, who... That's all we're here to judge. Not the activities that surrounded it so much. I don't know.
What you did, Connor Chapman, to those 6 victims.
Notice he never actually looks at the guy he's talking to. Will not take his eye off the computer screen. As you are addressing someone, passing judgment, do you not even look at the people you're passing judgment on anymore? I don't know. Seems bizarre to me. Jeff says someone getting it in the head twice is never an accident. You're no doubt correct. But listen to what Connor Chapman did.
Was as wicked as it was shocking. You murdered Ellie Edwards, bringing an end to her young life. You attempted to murder Jake Duffy and Kieran Solkeld.
Let's hear why. I'm going to skip forward a little bit.
Causing them. You obtained a submachine gun loaded with 12 bullets and prepared yourself to fire all of them at close range at 6 of them. Your intention was to murder Jake Duffy and Kieran Solkeld.
That's what he did. He found himself a loaded machine gun and he just went into a group of people and ploughed through them with it. Obviously, in a real-life event, absolutely tragic, absolutely horrific. I'd have nothing but sympathy. But this doesn't have the ingredients of reality, as far as I'm concerned. It just doesn't cut past the smell test. One thing I want, we'll get some images of this woman. I would like to do a side-by-side. Does anyone else see it? Is it just me that sees it? Obviously, naturally, terrible picture quality. We would expect nothing else. Does anyone notice something? Now, bizarre as this may sound, okay? Look at this guy's very square forehead. Okay, just remember this feature here. Incredibly square. Almost like the guy's had an implant put under his head. And now let's look at this young woman. Right, what's the best image? I hope you see it. I would be surprised if you don't see it, but she's happens to have a very square forehead, very narrow face. Right, let me try and line these 2 images up side by side. Her ear seems to be going a bit weird as well. Is it worth noticing? If you look in this image, you can see just around there that the ear is a zigzag. Bit strange, but real nonetheless, I guess. Okay, could it be, would it be possible to pass off the same, you know, the murderer, look at this person's face, the murderer as the perpetrator? Alright, look at the guy's cheekbones. Notice he's got these big round cheekbones. Let's view the image a sec. Okay, just there. So, protruding forehead, quite small eyes, and big round cheekbones. I mean, everyone's got cheekbones, of course, but yeah, just a comparison with Ellie. Where's my image of Ellie gone? Or Elle, whatever she was called. In fact, I think her jaw is possibly wider than the other guy. They've definitely filled the face out on this one. Right, let's check the calculator for Connor. Connor is a 34 and a 29. Hang on, did I spell it correctly? Is it one or two N's? Yep, two N's. Chapman, 63 or 56. Chapman on its own is a 27 and a 29. Wasn't the Edwards also a 29? Am I right? No, is it Edwards or Edmund? Edwards, yeah. A 25 and a 29. Yep, both happen to be 29. Is that a coincidence? I'm not sure. We could, of course, look at all the names of the 6 people involved. Yeah. The early signs were there when he was just 13. Chapman had shared a detailed pencil sketch of a handgun on his Facebook page. Wow, lock him up. The guy's a good artist. Or he draws guns. In a chilling foretaste of the tragic night almost 9 years later. Now, would these people have had a Facebook page going for 9 years in order to you know, completely fabricate a news event? Is that possible? Or is it possible for you, Facebook, for example, to create a page that could appear to be 9 years old when really it was all knocked together and, like, who knows? I'm sure a lot of planning would most certainly go into all these. On his 15th birthday, Chapman posted proper DVOD, whatever that means. Oh, devastated. He's on tag of rather had a messy one with the lads. 2 months later, yeah, 4 days. So he's been on tag. Sorry, I've got to get a picture of that. Of course, it belongs to PA, Press Association, or I don't know what it stands for, but it's the same people that present all these news articles to the public. Right, markup capture. Jeff and Jokerman, I want to say a big thank you to you too, because you do faithfully tune into these streams, and I really am grateful that you do. Oh, there's the 13-year-old foresight, predictive programming that went into this story. Look, they've even given us the Facebook pages. These are all very easily created. If you've got the HTML code, you can easily knock up a page just like this, include all the images. None of it is beyond them, as it were. Another. How many fingers has he got there? What is going on? Is that... Maybe he's shaking his hand around really quickly and it's just got very blurry. But maybe. We cannot rule out that possibility. Although the rest of the hand's very still. So unless he's very rapidly moving this finger, how on earth did it morph into two? And what's going on here? As I said, hands and ears are always the absolute hardest thing for people to fictionalize. So you may say, well, why would they bother fictionalizing hands? Why wouldn't they just put someone, you know, just get an actor or just use one of their own hands? Good question. But yeah, they're the messed up fingers of this image. I mean, it kind of looks like he's putting his hand next to a mirror and it's being reflected, and he's got it against glass. There could be an explanation, but his thumb's all weird as well. Whatever. And here he is on a rooftop. Very sensible. I'm sure that's very legitimate. Here we have, love it, they've got the ear in. They did not forget to include the very special ear that lets everyone with half a brain cell to scratch together know that they are full of SRAP. Absolute shite. What's going on there? Come on. It's... oh, perhaps he just had an injury. Perhaps he had a cauliflower ear or something. Possible. You could make excuses all day long for why these images look so unreal. Okay, they do look real. I won't, you know, can't knock it. They're just in that what's referred to by, well, many people, but I heard it from, I can't remember the guy's name now. It's a YouTube channel, and he was doing some video, Rob Skiba, that was it, and he's talked about the uncanny valley, which is a place, well, not a place, it's a state of mind where you see a false image of a human being which looks very real, and it's off by something, and it can actually make people feel uncanny, it can make them feel ill, and that is what you get with these images. Maybe it's deliberate, perhaps they want people seeing these images and feeling sick. Feeling, you know, terrified to their core, because seriously, anyone that did spend 2 minutes watching this, you know, taking this stuff serious would be depressed to the core, I think. Is that monster, get their 666 on there, of course. Oh, I don't want to take a screen. I don't want to highlight their horrible, vile image, so I'm not going to take that screenshot. But yeah, it's on there. They get their numbers in all day long. Look at his ears gone weird on that one as well. Yeah, he's obviously been pictured by the Liverpool Echo in the past. So, you know, this person would maybe be a familiar face in Liverpool. I've never been to Liverpool. Don't know anyone that lives in Liverpool. Or actually, one of my grandparents. No, my grandparents met in Liverpool. That's the only link I've got to the place. But it means that I don't know. Perhaps this kid was running around. Perhaps people do genuinely know him. Perhaps he is based on a real person. But yeah, can you see how those eyebrows are glitching out a bit there? This will be the last thing we're going to highlight. Hang on. Yeah, we're going to have to wrap up in a minute. I just want to have a look at this kid's eyebrow. Oh, that's not his eyebrow. What are they doing? Alright, they've given us the mouth. When God gives you mouths, you... look at that straight line for a mouth. What a wonderful straight line. Perfect. And the nose, I don't know. Does it look stuck onto you? You would have to judge that for yourself. Oh, what we actually wanted to look at was his monobrow. Because, oh, why does it keep doing that? Right, perhaps because I've zoomed in too much. Save image. Hang on, let me save image. Yeah, I am going to have to start wrapping things up in a second, actually. We may explore this another time. Hang on. Let me see. Do I have to wrap up now? Yeah, I am going to have to start calling things a night in a minute. So yeah, apologies for a much shorter stream. I want to say hello to Phil Wright as well. Lovely to see you in the chat. Says Market Street. It's a state. Oh, I don't know Market Street. Jeff says the free finger alien scratch. Yeah, apparently it's it looks just like. Apparently it is the Hebrew number 6. We'll have a look at that in a minute, and we could, before we go, we'll compare it to yeah, we'll compare it to oh, hang on, what am I doing? Goodness me. Okay, we will look at this kid's monobrow before we finish, and then we're gonna finish for the evening. Yeah, we only covered one story, and I do wanna just let you guys know how we're going to be moving forward with the channel. Let me just take this last look at this guy. Yeah, as I said, I was thinking of what I might be doing. What on earth? From now on is, hang on, make sure I haven't muted myself or something stupid, or because I was hitting shift, but no, we should be alright. Right. I want to just zoom in on this. Why isn't it working? Hang on, this is annoying. It looks like I cannot. Looks like I can't zoom in. That's ridiculous. Let's go up to 800%. Okay, why won't... Nope. It will not let me zoom in and out for some reason. Yeah, look how rubbish all these are. I mean, the eyebrows are glitchy as heck. The monobrow, just between it, is just like a digital static mess. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so yeah, coming up soon, we are gonna have the I'm gonna be premiering some of the videos that I took down off of my other channel, Chronicles of the Unconvinced, one of which is a live stream I once did. Hang on, let me sign into BitChute if I can. And yeah, there is one place you can. Most of the videos that went up onto my other channel, Chronicles of the Unconvinced, are usually on other platforms. But yeah, let me just bring my screen back up before we go. This is, I'm over on BitChute. This is probably my backup channel now. What's the one we're going to watch? It's about Safi Voronin, when Safi's mask slipped. I was considering tonight, as I knew I was going to be late starting. I thought, oh, shall I just put that, just preview that tonight. It's only 12 minutes long. The original stream, the whole stream, was on my other channel. I think it's just under an hour long it went for. But yeah, I think I'll just put this edited version up. When I say this person's mask slipped, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, possibly Sunday, I don't know, next Sunday, if I don't do a stream, I will be previewing this video. Premiering this video. If you want to see it for yourself, a link to my BitChute channel is in the description of tonight's video. Yeah, on the subject of descriptions, we will be oh, sorry, right, losing my train of thought. Yeah, okay. Right, I am gonna, before we finish tonight, I would like to say a big thank you to Phil Wright, Joker Man, and Jeff Gashead. I want to see some of your comments before we actually leave. I don't think I missed anyone. If anyone's tuned in and wants to say hi in the chat before we go. Jeff says people zombified in Bedford too. Yeah, if we had more time, we could look at some of these places. I remember I met someone, I worked with someone, and they'd moved, they'd had to come and live in a place, and they lived in Luton. And I thought, I know what, make them remember their old place. Let's do a search for Luton, pictures in Luton. All the results that come up were like the worst place in Britain. Luton's a crap hole. Never been there myself. They got a great football pitch though. Have you ever seen Luton Town's football pitch? How the away fans have to come in. They literally go through a house. It looks brilliant. I love it. I don't know why. Never been massively interested in architecture and the layout of places. Well, I have actually. But one thing that does fascinate me is the building of developments that can hold large numbers of people, big audiences, like theatres, football pitches, and how they can drop that like just anywhere and hide it really well. Yeah, but that's probably something for another night. Okay, Phil, I guess you're saying good night. I am too. Before we go, I'm going to say a big thank you to my Patreon supporters. That would be Joker Man, who's been very active in the chat. I do appreciate your input, my friend, and your support. Also Linda Mack, who I've not seen in the live chat for frickin' ages. I do hope she's alright. And if she is still tuning in and watching our stuff, then thank you for your support and give us a comment. Phil, you're a long-term viewer of mine. You've been watching these live streams for I think probably nearly as long as I've been doing them, along with some other people. And I thank everyone. If this is Bobby's last night, as in Bobby's last Sunday live stream, it won't be. But if it is, thank you for always tuning in. I do have another channel that I'm focusing quite a bit. I'm uploading a lot more to my other channel now. I've rebranded it, and but Bobby's Lines is going nowhere, although I may rebrand it. Who remembers Obby Lines? If you remember that channel, then you've been with me a long time, and I appreciate your interest in the content that I put out. Probably coming back Sunday. We'll see. Thursday. The schedule is normally that... Forget Tuesday. I haven't done a Tuesday video for so long now. And that needs to be crossed off. Thursday, Bobsy Hours. I was going to do 24, but I don't really need to do 24 because I'm not going to do a Bobsy day on my backup channel. I'll be back Thursday, I reckon. Okay. Jeff says Luton's a dump. I'm sorry to hear that. And Joker Man says it's the home of Tommy Robinson and Andrew Tate. Oh, I really want to look at Luton Town's football club. But before I do, I'm going to just let anyone know, if you do appreciate these videos enough to consider hitting the thumbs up before you leave, that would be very much appreciated. Subscribing and sharing these videos are another way you can show your thanks and appreciation. And if you're wanting to go one step further, there's a few other places you can find me. Links are in the description. Okay, I think we're going to say over and out for this evening. Yeah, we're going to have to. I should have finished 10 minutes ago. Alright, Joker Man, lovely to see you. Jeff, likewise, and Phil Wright. Let me check I didn't miss anyone, just in case. Phil mentioned someone who clearly thinks we live on a ball. Yeah, I am going to make a video on that before I ever finish this channel. It's not one I've ever gone into great detail on, but I think I will soon. Okay, we do not have a video to play out with tonight, so I might leave you with one of, I don't know, Hang on. No, we ain't got time. If I got like a 2-minute video on my BitChute, I could just play out with. But to be honest, I don't think I have. Yeah, if you want to check out BitChute, have a look in the description. Okay, we are done for this evening. Thanks for anyone particularly who tuned in live tonight, and if anyone's catching this afterwards, yeah, likewise, thank you. Jokerman says Luton will be remembered as a paradise when the mega cities come. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. One thing I remember about Luton, their football team had a plastic pitch, and that always fascinated me. As I said, I had like a fascination with large groups of, big audiences, theatres, cinemas, auditoriums, that kind of thing. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Thanks ever so much, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. And we're going to say goodnight, over and out. Alright, I'm going to leave you with a couple of minutes of music, and then the stream will be ending. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Lots of love to you all. Good night.